Alright, it is day number 4 of the $1,000 account challenge, and today we're up around $13.10. Yesterday we were at $990.47, and today we're at $1,003.57. So today was like an absolute roller coaster of emotions on my end, I guess. I made one trade that was really good, but it kind of sent me going down a little bit of a spiral because I missed out on a lot of profits. And so what I want to say is that opportunities like today will happen so many more times in the future. Don't fret when you miss them. I want to take this as an example for the future to remember that. Just remember that opportunities will happen in the future. And I want to take a little bit to reveal a lesson on this one. So, what happens a lot on my trades are on Google. What happens a lot, you can see Google rallied very, very high today, and it still is. What I do a lot is that I cut the trades even when they're still green. So what I mean by that is this didn't even print a red candle and I cut it. Now, what I could have done is I could have purchased the contracts here. Now, I sold because this was Hive Day, and Hive Day is naturally a point of resistance, and I was also break even, so I sold there. So sure, okay, but let's say this happens again in the future. When we go for this long entry, which was also beautiful, by the way, this was a textbook setup basically. Let's just hold it until it consolidates or stops, you know what I mean? So right here, let's sell it right there. We're still up like $150. I'm very thankful that I'm green on the day and that we did make profits, but there was a point where I was very close. I don't even want to go into it because of how bad it was, but there was a point in today where we could have lost a lot of money. Thankfully we didn't. But let's get right into it. First trade was a long idea above 165.5. It rejected it at first, then pushed above it, pulled back. We entered right at the pullback, like we usually do, and then it moved up to the Hive Day, and I took profits right there, about a 10% profit. That put us at $1,000 on the day. Later in the day, I thought we had a bull flag, which we kind of did. See if I would have just extended this line a little bit longer. We had a bull flag, and it consolidated for a very long period of time. Then we tried to market buy at the break of the bull pennant, considering that this is a lot of extension and that it has room to push down here. That just didn't happen, so I ended up cutting the trade right here. The third trade we made on the same stock, by the way. Again, I think I made all these trades because I was really greedy that I didn't profit on this the first time. If I would have profited on this the first time and held through and sold, that would have been the only trade today. I would have been up a lot of money. There would be no need to take another trade. But I got greedy and tried to do it again. Then we get the bull flag and then the break out above the bull flag. So I'm thinking this is even better. This thing has room to run even more. And so I enter at the first dip entry possible, just to try to get some skin in the game. I'm thinking I'm going to add into this, so I do. I add in right at the pullback to the, I guess this was another trigger I had somewhere. I'm not sure where. Anyways, add that area, because it does resist it right here. and then I enter another one at the bottom of the bull pennant, which is, in hindsight, the perfect spot to enter, because it either shoots off and resists off the bull pennant because it's a proper breakout, or it just breaks back in and then you just cut it immediately. So in hindsight, this bottom arrow where I added last was the best spot to enter. And then it starts giving us a move, and we're at break even, and then I cut it. I cut it right at break even. Again, but something to remember is that I think I sized up way too much on this trade. And also, we were still good on it the whole time, if you think about it. Because, yes, we were red. This is our break even, this line. Yes, we were red when it rejects down here, but it didn't necessarily break any of the chart rules. Like, it didn't move lower. It wasn't anything indicating, oh, I need to get out of this position, it's gonna not work. Nothing like that happened. And so I think the most important thing to realize is that I need to be trading the chart and not the P&L. I'm trading too much of the P&L. I'm not trading enough of the chart. Because, like I said, like this one down here, this one is when I traded the chart. I was like, okay, they just moved right back in, let's just cut it. And this one over here, it actually makes higher lows and not lower lows. There's nothing telling me that I need to get out of this. And then we get the move back up to the high of day, in which I could have sold for about a $10 profit, even though I was sized in with $300. That's like nothing, but you know, it's still something. And then after that, I enter again with $300 at the first pullback, and then we're green, and then I sell at break even. Because in my mind, this is just too much of a headache. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Which, again, kind of sucks, because if we're looking at the charts here, it makes higher lows each time, and then look at this rally I missed, literally not even 5 minutes later. It stinks. It really does stink, because, I mean, this thing is still printing higher highs. And I would probably be up $500 today on this one stock. Even with this losing trade, if I just had traded the chart, I'd be up a lot of money. A lot of money. Because hypothetically, I mean, we opened up at 0% on the day. I mean, if I would, like, I bought in very early, maybe about like a 1% gain. This thing is up 5% now. And when you're trading options, you're leveraged by 100 times. So we hypothetically would have made a 500% return on the options we bought. If I would have traded with $1,000, we would have $5,000 in the account right now, but I didn't. So the big lesson for today is to trade the chart. Don't trade the P&L. And do not get greedy. Let your gainers gain, and cut the losers only when they don't validate on the chart. Try to make your entries at the right point in time where they either work or they don't work, and you don't lose too much money if they don't work, and you can see it and cut it and catch it early. But like these trades right here, they worked the whole time. I just looked at the P&L too much, and I was like, yeah, no. So, just something to consider. But other than that, we're still up on the day. We're up 2.49%. I'm just happy we can be glad that I'm not down. Okay. Because it would hurt even more if all this happened and I was still down. Because that would just be like absolutely crazy, right? So at least we still profited on the rallies. We just didn't profit as much as we could have. You know, instead, like I was only taking. And by the way, look at all these trades I made today. Absolutely horrible. First trade, pretty good. I made about $11. Second trade, $1. Trade after that, lost $5. Trade after that, lost about. I lost a good bit on this trade, and then the trade after that, sold. Just for like a $8 gain, not even 10%. So do better. That's it. See ya.